I want to first thank you all for coming to this particular lecture. This one I'm bringing in the spirit of what is called Al-Mahdi, which is an Arabic word for one who was prophesied by the Muslims to be coming, prophesied by Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The Arabs say that this particular, in the Quran, that one is coming, that is the Mahdi, that even Elijah Muhammad prophesies that a Mahdi was coming. You know, when he passed, he said, someone will come after me with greater knowledge. Now, I begin this in the spirit of Al-Mahdi because I've been getting in a lot of debates with Muslims, with my information. And back in the day, I used to go by the name Mahdi when I was studying Islam. My name was Mahdi. And all that really means is, you know, like the Mahdi is supposed to be coming with the Messiah, but the Mahdi is like a warrior that's bringing truth. And that is a message and symbol to represent the last days and the end of time. This is what they preach in the Nation of Islam by the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. And also Dr. York, Dr. Malachi York, had the name Al-Mahdi, or Imam when he was going through the Answer Allah. One of his names was the Mahdi. Now, I'm coming in the spirit of the true Mahdi, which Dr. York embodied at a particular time. He embodied that consciousness. When they went through the Answer Allah community, they had an army. They was really revolutionary. And that's the time the Europeans could not mess with their organizations because they were very sincere. And they went from the Islamic Hebrews and they started getting into the ancient Egyptian order, and the Hebrew Israelite may have been before or after that, but he changed it up and it kind of got watered down a little bit. So there are three organizations that talk about the Mahdi. They're actually four: the Sunni Islams, the Nation of Islam, and Dr. Malachi York. All these people mention that key figure that's supposed to be coming back. And the Sufis are aware of Mahdi. Now, I go to say that to say that that spirit is a revolutionary spirit. It's a revolutionary consciousness that he had at that time. A lot of times when we think of spirits, we think of spooks or ghosts, not as attributes or states of being or energetic states that an individual can go into. You can have a spirit of fire. You know, they use these elements to explain people's energy in Chinese medicine. When they say it's wet or cold or yin or yang, these are just talking about the spirits of man, not some spook in the sky, you know, or some extraterrestrial being, or this is just an energy or force that we can take on. We can go into them vibrations. Just give you an example: if you watch a lot of martial art movies, you watch enough of anything, you begin to embody the spirit of whatever you're watching. It takes on to you, and that your life can be governed. And you can see on your calendar, you can look at your life and see, dang, that's how I was operating, and that's what I was into. That's the spirit I was on at that time, and I can see that this is how I was operating. So we all can take on spirits. Some people drink alcohol, and alcohol is called spirits because they take on the energetic pattern of the drink. This person drinks this way, they act like this. This person drinks that, they act like that. So it's not saying they're taking on some wicked, you know, walk-in entity from another plane, but their characters change. Their spirit, their energy, their force, their life force change in how it manifests itself. So that's what we mean when we say spirit. So many of us have spirits and take on different spirits at different times. There's a spirit of the time, and that's what they say in the zeitgeist represents. Spirit of the times, or change. So they're spirits to everything. We're not talking about ghosts and spooks and stuff like that. That's all mystery. But just we're talking about a way of understanding and seeing human energy and how it manifests itself. Now, in the spirit of a Mahdi, he was very revolutionary when he had that energetic pattern. They could not mess with him. He was debating with Muslims. He was tearing down the Arabs. He was speaking against Mecca. He was taking no slack. If you go back and pick up some of those DVDs that Dr. Malachi York did, one of them is The Truth is the Truth. Another one is Racism in Islam. He was not.
Allah أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح.
Hey, kill Imam Isa. He's raising too many questions. But see, we said no. Not kill Imam Isa. Come at Imam Isa and we fight. Lord, this is what the Prophet Muhammad did. And you say we don't follow his sunnah. Well, we're going to follow his sunnah. Try to stop us from propagating Tawheed in its present purity, and we'll fight. We will never attack you. And that's the cut. I tell Siraj Wahaj and Bilal Phillips and all of the other Saudi Arabian flunkies, we will not attack you. Stop thinking we plan to attack you. We don't. But if you attack us, we will fight you to the death. We will. But if you attack us, we will fight you to the death. We will fight you wherever we find you. We're not going to march over on the streets. We are going to fight you wherever we find you until the resistance for Tawheed is met. Now, I could die. I'm not bulletproof. I can die. And then I know there's someone sitting down on a pencil and paper now trying to figure out how to get me. I got to get this nigga. Everybody say in Arabic, I got to get that decision. I know that. I knew I had to be a sacrificial lamb when I was the first begotten of the dead. When I put the white on first here and trotted through the wilderness of North America, proclaiming, you are Sudanese, you are Nubians, you're not Africans. Africans are pagans. Now, you are Sudanese. You have a dress code. It is passed down from heaven to you. You have a law. It has been passed down from heaven to you. You even have a language. It has come down from heaven to you. Don't bother with Allah and his plan. Hold on to the rule of Allah as one community and don't separate. Not hold on to the rope of Allah and Muhammad. Hold on to the rope of Allah. Do you understand that? And I proclaim unto them, death to a Muslim is a favor if he dies in the name of Allah, in Sabil Allah. They ain't doing nothing to me but making my journey shorter and eliminating the chance of me being tempted by shaitan and falling off the sirat. I don't want to die. I want to watch my kids grow, see my grandchildren. But if Allah planned it, you didn't do it anyway. You didn't do it. You just fooled yourself. It was only made to look that way to you. It was only conjecture. You just thought you did it. All of us here would have loved to fight behind Mahdi alayhi salam. Right? I mean, we would have loved to Daddy, them swords they have like Have you ever seen a sword in the Kuba in Sudan in Durman? They have a museum. They got swords to this thing. When everybody was saying, they took me through there and I was going, how was it going? Can you imagine having a fight with this? You go, and if this guy happens to have one of them small swords, he can just do this for you. When you swing the sword, he goes. But I know every real Ansar would do anything to have fought in the ranks of the Mahdi. And you would have did 100,000 times more to fought behind the Prophet Muhammad, or to walk with Isa, or be at the waters when he parted Egypt with Musa, or to march against Sodom and Gomorrah with Abraham. I know you would have loved to be there. Well, history repeats itself. Your turn to defend the deed. It is your turn to stop playing the game. It is your turn to burn a hole in that prayer rug. It's your turn to get fingerprints and stains in the Quran from trying to read it over and over and over and over again. It is your turn to try to walk in the footsteps of the Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salatu wasalam. Follow his real sunnah. Don't let them tell you that Ansars are not Sunni. We're not Sunni by their definition of Sunni, but we're Sunnah insofar as we follow the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad. What do you think I'm doing here? You can't find in the Quran and say make 100 rak'ah. That must be. But if someone comes out against you with the intentions to hurt you, defend yourself to the death. That's the message. We will not be intimidated. We won't. And if we gotta die for it, those brothers who are down will die. That's why we gather in the military now. We didn't have to have a military. Ansars never had a military here. It wasn't necessary. If you want to argue with me, you have a right to call me a liar. You have a right to call me crazy. You have a right to deny everything I say and say I'm a fanatic and a nut and I made up. That is your prerogative. But don't tell me you're going to try to kill me. Because then you wake up a sleeping lion too. Then you wake up another part of the American black man that we have been trying to suppress. That's why you turned to Islam. Because you got tired of punching niggas in the head. And snatching pocketbooks and using drugs. You got tired of being a wild ass of a man, Ishmael. And you tried to get on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Don't wake that up in us. Because we will hit you if we have to. We will fight if we have to. We don't want to. Believe me, but we will. Call people to the faith. Millat Ibrahim. Call them to Millat Ibrahim al-Hanifa. Tell them to gown in their white. It is the garb of righteousness.
He was fiery and the Europeans didn't mess with him until he got out of that particular spirit. So I'm saying I'm coming in the spirit of Al-Mahdi. That is the revolutionary warrior spirit of our people. And that's why people ask me, you know, are you a Nuwabian with Dr. York? The Nuwabians asked me that. Are you a Nuwabian? I said, you know, I more gravitate towards Dr. York when he was Answer Allah. When he was, those are the tapes I like the most. Now, I can draw information out of the extraterrestrial stuff and all other information. I'll watch those DVDs. But I draw the most from the DVDs and the information he put out when he was with the Answer Allah community. To me, that's the most powerful time that they had, and that's just my opinion. That was when they were most powerful. The Europeans did not want to mess with them when they went through that stage. It wasn't until he got to another stage that it changed. So now, I studied